Hey everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Fallout 2020, where I go over my mod list for this game, and I'm playing on the Xbox One, so I have a limited amount of mods, but there's a lot of good stuff in here. So yesterday I did this for my Skyrim playthrough, and now I'm doing this for Fallout. Okay, the music is off now. And yeah, so this is the main loading screen. It looks like I have some updates available, but we're just gonna jump right in. So I love the True Storms mod, but I'm not using it on this playthrough because I have a different one. But okay, so this is the main purpose of this playthrough: sim settlements. I'm just gonna get into building settlements, and I'm not necessarily gonna design them all myself. This mod is just incredible. You put a plot down, and the settlers basically build their own houses, stores, and also agricultural plots and other stuff. So we're going to be doing that, and there's quests involved too. I also have the cheat terminal, which I mean, I am cheating a little. I'm giving myself building materials because I don't feel like grinding and farming. I've done tons of that in this game, but it also can do a lot of this other stuff, most of which I'll just use to make the videos a little more exciting or smoother. Not trying to like win at Fallout right now. This is definitely a storytelling game, even though I'm not totally in a voiced character or anything like that for this game. I am doing a character, and the whole civilization is going to be the character, like the whole, all the settlements. So look at all this great stuff you can do, and I might do stuff like leveling up just to get the right perks and stuff like that. I also start at level 25 on this playthrough with an alternate start mod. Okay, here's another weather mod, which is really cool, but not for this playthrough. um, you can't use all these, so I did download it because they're just small files. So if you look at the top right, also you see I'm almost at the max amount of mods. Enhanced blood textures, of course. I love this mod on Skyrim, and I'm gonna use it on Fallout as well. I assume it's from the same people, although I'm not quite sure. So yeah, this obviously just makes it more bloody and in a realistic way. It looks really good actually. So there's a bunch of mistakes or problems with it I might read over. HUD framework. So this stuff is all for like, I haven't really explored it much, but when I'm making a video, it just makes the HUD a little less intrusive and stuff. It's good for your regular playthrough too, but like I haven't really used it, but I could just like turn the HUD off or on depending on whether I want a more cinematic scene or whether I actually need the information to survive, So, this stuff, I think this is just the framework, and then this mod here, Immersive HUD, is the actual HUD that I'm using. So the framework just kind of keeps track of any different HUD mod that you use. I think Gopher might have made this mod actually. I'm not quite sure. I know I saw a video a few years ago where he had a HUD, and I'm not sure if it was called that or not. All right, Nuka Gauss. This mod I made actually. This is the only mod I made. I used to be Za Mods on, the what is it called? The mod just for this purpose. I did go back to Hippie Out, which I always used for music and stuff. But this is like for close quarters. Nuka, you can use the Fat Man ammo and basically have these small nuclear explosions that aren't gonna backsplash and kill you is the main purpose of this. I did want it to be like the Gauss rifle where you could charge it, so like you could charge it so that it had more splash, but couldn't quite figure out all those stats. But I did change a lot of cool stuff with the arc, and I learned a lot about making mods doing that. So that's available on all platforms, including PlayStation if you want to check that out, and also on the Nexus if you have PC. All right, so this we used start me up normal dialogue. So this is what I used to level up, and I had an occupation and starting location and stuff like that. So it's just basically an alternate start mod for Fallout, and of course we don't want to play the main game that much, so I'd rather just skip all of the intro scenes and just drop into the world. It also edited all these dialogue and stuff like that, so we're not going to talk to Sean at all. In my other series, Ghost Chef, I actually edited out on video any mention of Sean, and I might not have to do that using this mod, so that's pretty cool. Okay, this also essential for any role playing on Fallout. the biggest flaw to me in Fallout 4 is having the protagonist talk and just you know, you can just shut it off. I actually didn't mind the female version, which is the first time I played it, but the male one, and if you're going to do a character, you just don't want this. So it does recommend that you use full dialogue interface, which I disagree strongly with. I like it to just say sarcastic so I can say whatever I want instead of actually typing out you know, what the is in the file for the sarcastic answer. So I disagree. That's a cool mod if you want to know those things, but if you're role playing, forget it. Like, do not use full dialogue interface because it just gives you less freedom in, you know, what you're gonna say as your character. So I mostly pick the sarcastic response. Not that I can always come up with something good, but anyway. Okay, this is my environmental mod, which also includes weather. So this is why I don't have the other weather mods. But this also makes everything look like a real wasteland. And you've seen that if you watch this series. The trees and stuff look a little more burnt out. It's a really, really cool video. I mean, look, full gallery, 165 shots if you follow that link. So yeah, this is a really cool mod for making videos and also just for playing because, you know, I don't know. I mean, I do like the look of Fallout 4, but you can always make it look a little more apocalyptic. Okay, this one, you know, pretty self-explanatory. Lots of more beards and mustaches. I don't even remember what my character looks like, to be honest, but I think I did use this. Use something from this, you know. Okay, this is a different alternate start mod, which is, I guess, is by the same people that make the Skyrim one, but I didn't use this one. So, I don't know. I just have it. It's a small file. Doesn't matter. All right, settlement menu manager. This is just another maintenance thing to help me. Not quite sure how this interacts with sim settlements, but this will make me, you know, able to just get behind the scenes a little bit with what's going on in the settlements. The one thing this doesn't have is the name settlers, which I really like from the PC. Okay, so face paint, grime, tattoos, pretty self-explanatory. I think I definitely have a tattoo from that in my game, actually, in my character. So, okay, this just lets you have dog meat and another follower. And they say it actually unlocks stuff that was in the base game originally, which is pretty interesting if you read the description, that they, you know, didn't really consider dog meat the same as like a human companion. So they basically unlock some of the original files that are still in the game to make it so that you could have dog meat and a human follower, which anyone that's played this game, I don't even know why they don't do this to begin with, but you always want to have multiple followers unless you're just playing like hardcore where you need to kill everything yourself. It just makes it more interesting and fun to me. Okay, so Conquest, you can actually build settlements anywhere with this. So this is by the maker of Frostfall and Campfire. So you can make a campsite, or you can even make like a pretty elaborate settlement anywhere in the game, not just where the settlements are. Starting out, I'm sticking to where the settlements are. Not quite sure if this works with sim settlements. Probably not, I would think, but this is great if you're just exploring a lot. Oh, whoops. So yeah, and there's also, yeah, so anyway, this is good if you're exploring and just want to pop up settlements anywhere. Definitely expands the longevity of playing Fallout 4 to basically to infinity, where you can do whatever you want with this world. So campsite is also related to that, I think. Though I don't know that it's the same author, but yeah, you can make tents and stuff like that. So this is a little simpler than putting a whole settlement anywhere. And this, you plop the tent down and stuff. So I do use that type of mod in Skyrim a lot. Like, I love that mod. So I'm not really sure I'm using this on this playthrough, but it's just good to have in the load order. So it does take up a decent amount of space because there's a lot of textures, but it's not that bad. Okay, so this adds some new locations throughout the Commonwealth. So again, just to expand the longevity of the game, make it a little more exciting. I didn't put any large mods that did a lot of changes, but this is one that I did use. This is pretty cool. It adds different types of turrets, including plasma and bubble turrets that you can use to defend your settlements. This is cool. I don't know that I'm using it in this playthrough, but this gives you basically Halo armor in the game. So I kind of am trying to do a sci-fi playthrough on PC, so I'm just looking at mods like this to like I want to do like a hard sci-fi character, so that might be really cool. Then I'm not sure what's in that. So this is just a bunch of weapons. I'm not quite sure. I have a bunch of these coming up. I'm not sure if these conflict or not, because the one problem with using Xbox as opposed to PC is that you can't bash your patches. So some of these might interfere if they're on lists that you find in containers or on people. Grenade launcher. This stuff looks really cool. So I'm not, or even in the workbench, I'm not sure how these all merged with each other. This one, I know I have some of these items in the game that I've seen. So, but also some of the guns I had in the game didn't actually show up in my hand when I tried to use them. So there's definitely some issues I have to work out. Another weapon mod. This one's for a katana. Probably not going to use that in this playthrough either. Okay, this adds a different type of workbench that where you can create any item in the game. Basically another cheat type of thing, but they said this also has some guns that were unlocked from the game files and also that they added themselves. So that sounds pretty cool to me. So we're gonna look into that, because part of what I'm doing is also just using the workbenches and improving the guns and armor and stuff like that. So this is definitely a settlement playthrough, so that's part of it, I think. Okay, this is just, I didn't like these outfits actually, female outfits. I turned this one off. And weapon racks, I'm not sure why I didn't use this. It might, I don't know. Anyway, another weather mod, which is incompatible with that. And then we have the Fallout 4 patch, which unfortunately I can't actually use in this playthrough because I'm just playing this with Game Pass and it doesn't have the DLC on it. So they don't have a version of the patch that doesn't have the DLCs for Xbox. So that's kind of an essential mod, so that sucks, but that's what happens when you're working with Xbox and don't even buy the game. So I'm so stupid though. They had it on sale for like between maybe 15 and 17 bucks for the whole Game of the Year edition over the holidays. And I thought about buying it, but I'm like, oh, I already own this game on PlayStation, which is how I first played it, which was, you didn't know at that point they weren't getting mods when I already had a PlayStation. And so I also have it on PC. So I was like, I'm not going to buy it again, but I kind of like this workflow where I'm filming on Xbox and then editing on my Mac because I'm a Mac guy and not a PC guy. And I joke around and say I caught a virus called like the Windows 10 Essential Update that kind of gave me some blue screen problems that I'm going to try to work out this weekend actually. I think I just have to update a bunch of drivers and stuff, but I'm not quite sure what I have to update, where it is, and I put it off for months troubleshooting this thing. Anyways, here's some mods that I don't have that are just hot items in the shop. So these look pretty cool, just more weapons and stuff. So I've been watching a lot of Escape from Tarkov, which is a super intense, realistic multiplayer shooter. And I'm kind of inspired to have like cool guns and more realistic guns and stuff like that. So, and I've been playing New Vegas a lot, but I haven't made a video of that yet. So anyway, thanks for listening. Just a quick vid giving everyone background on what mods I'm using on the Xbox One Fallout.